Welcome to ChiTown Cigar Podcast, the podcast where three Chicago guys light up a fine cigar and get into everything from sports and current events to hobbies, life's little moments, and everything in between. Whether you're here for the cigars, the conversation, or just some good laughs, we got you covered. So grab your favorite smoke, settle in, and join us for laid-back chats with a Chicago twist. Now it's time to put some smoke in the air.
It's another Tuesday night. We're back live on YouTube, X, and Rumble. What's going on, Marty? How you doing?
I am doing fantastic, Mike. ChiTown Cigar Podcast is on the air.
We're
going
on the air. We're on the air coming to you live. I'm coming to you live from the Aganorsa Leaf Studios in Central Illinois. We had Terrence on last week. That was fun. He had a good time.
Is it really on the air if we're not like broadcasting a signal from an antenna? Are we on the interwebs?
I guess we could be on the interwebs. That's a good point. We could be on the interwebs. So, I don't know.
We're live. Streaming.
We're live. That's it. We're live. So, and enjoy this weather because the heat wave is coming across the Midwest soon. Supposedly, the next couple of days it's supposed to get roasty toasty around here. I keep getting all these great alerts on my phone. So
I'm planning on staying indoors as much as I do when it's minus 20.
There you go. We want to say good evening to Texas Rebel. Good to see you again. Glad you're here. And I guess we will say hello to Mr. Salty himself, Fireborn, who poor Mr. Coffee Maker died right along with Ozzy Osbourne. So it must be fate. The question is, what died first?
Couldn't take it anymore.
That's right. It had enough. So, but and then Teddy's computer decided to reboot or go through updates or something like that. So he'll eventually join us. But this is the joys of summer living, I guess, is the heat now coming in. We had some good rainstorms over the weekend too.
Yeah, we've been catching up on the rain. So
yeah,
nice.
Absolutely.
I had to cut the grass for like the first time in 3 weeks.
Did you really? I've actually because of my vast size of my yard, I have contracted my neighbor for a case of beer a month to zip around on his 0-turn lawnmower and cut my grass. So
for just a case of beer a month.
Yeah. He's like, Mike, he goes, it takes me 5 minutes. He goes, it's not even worth a case of beer. He goes, I feel guilty even.
Is it like expensive beer or like Busch Light?
No, he likes, I bought him Corona. I'm not going to be cheap on this. So no, I'm not buying a Busch Light.
That's not like Corona. That's a medium. It's like,
it is
not as expensive as some like a case of craft beer or something.
Yes. Yeah. But he's not a craft beer guy. It was between that or margarita mixes. So yeah,
Texas is smoking Beverages 100 Anos.
Oh, look at you go.
That's fancy. I love those Beverages 100 Anos.
Yeah, with the mojito. So that'll be good. We'll talk to our guests about how that pairs. And in Texas, we want your this isn't another show that we will not mention, but we will ask him about that. And Fireborn has not mentioned what he's smoking yet, but Teddy should be joining us shortly. But in the meantime, our guest has joined the green room. So we ready to bring him in, Marty?
Let's do it.
So
I'm excited.
I am too. We are glad to welcome Adam Gard from Dreamer Cigars. Adam, how you doing, buddy?
Doing great. Thank you guys for welcoming me in. Oh, I see you guys got this horizontal. I'll go ahead and adjust that, but super happy to be here. Sorry I'm a little late. Got a 7-month-old here at home, so things can always be a little crazy.
Yeah. That is a busy time.
Yeah, just a little bit.
I'm glad I'm past those days. Now I have a 7-month-old grandson. So it's nice to
I've
be able
heard
to.
that's better. That's what my dad says.
Oh, it's
It is
10
better.
times better. It's 10 times better. You know, and my daughter's not complaining either, because literally we have my youngest son's getting married in August, and so we're all obviously all gonna be in the wedding and stuff like that. So I texted her this past weekend. I said, "Do you have an outfit for my grandson?" And she's like, "No." And so I took a picture. I said, "What do you think of this?" She goes, "Yeah, that's fine." So we went back to the store and picked it up, and I'm like, "That's nice and it's easy. It's one quick outfit. And I feel like a hero now, So
yeah, I love it.
So for those of you that don't know, and I don't know how many people don't know, but Adam is the CEO and founder of Dreamer Cigars. Is also the Perfect Pairing Club. That's how I came to know him. I stumbled across him I think on TikTok it might have been, and that's how I got involved in the Perfect Pairing Club. I do have my member glass here. You can't see it, but
I love it.
yeah,
I wish I had mine. I got an empty glass. I got to fill it
That's
up.
a good sign. There should never be an empty glass in your hand.
Exactly. I try my best not to. These keep me supplied.
Yes, that's a nice supply.
It's like, yeah.
Yes. So, but yeah, so we, I sort of came to know him that way and watched quite a few of his videos. And so and Adam, if you don't know, we're a baby, we're an infant podcast. I think we're on episode 32 right now, Marty. Is that where we're at? Episode 32?
Right. Yeah.
That's a pretty good podcast, though. I can tell you from running a couple that I've done. It takes. I mean, you're already ahead of the fold. Most people give up by now. It's a tough gig.
It is a very tough gig. You don't realize it. And I told both Marty and Teddy whenever he joins us. Dave Garofalo just did a podcast 2 weeks ago on how to start a cigar podcast and the do's and don'ts. And yeah, they basically say, the average podcast lasts anywhere from 2 to 6 episodes, and then it's done. So
I was gonna ask, is one of the don't start a cigar podcast?
Yes. Yes. It's pretty much, and you don't realize it until you start getting into it, that all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, I need to do this. I need to do this. I need to do this. It's like, holy cow. It's not as easy as TikTokers, I think, where you just pull your phone out and do a quick video,
Yeah, but that's still, I can tell you, after doing over 4 years of content now, 4.5, we've posted nearly every single day for 4.5 years.
Wow.
That is not easy as well. I mean, content ideas, just making the time, whether you're batching content together or you're doing it every single day, which I don't recommend for anyone. I don't think that's sustainable. It is a lot. It's a large undertaking for sure.
Yeah, that's huge. I didn't realize you. Go ahead, Marty.
I was going to say, I think Mike and I would join on here and just talk, even if no one watched, because we're just like to sit around and talk about cigars.
I think that's the entire point, though. I don't think I started Dreamer Cigars not as a business. I started it out as just a passion. I was in commercial real estate, renovating hotels and stuff like that. Like, I was doing so many different things. It took, I think, 2 years for me to really make it a business. In the beginning, like, we took off a little quickly just because we hit TikTok at a really good time where there were not that many people on there doing cigars. And then we kind of landed in this very special, specific niche of cigar beginner education. Mm-hmm. And it's funny because I only really did that because I wasn't an expert. Right. So I think people really resonated. Like, if you go back to my early videos, I was at my apartment complex in a camping chair, and my phone was leaning up against the wall on just a fold-out table. Like, it wasn't anything spectacular, and I think people maybe saw that as like, wow, okay, this guy's approachable. It's like not the super fancy ties and the swag and all that sort of stuff. So I think that was a big part probably of kind of the early success that we had. And I just started answering questions that people were commenting. And because it was on TikTok, so few people even knew. I cannot tell you, I've probably posted educating on you don't inhale cigars. Over 5 years, I've probably posted it over 20 times. And like, it feels like just monotonous to me. I'm like, gosh, like this is like, am I really going to post this again? I'm sure my audience is like, we get it, Adam. Like, but every single time we get hundreds of comments like, really? I thought it was like cigarettes. And I'm like, so as long as that keeps happening, that's what we're going to keep doing. And that's really where the passion turned into a business, is when I kind of felt, as we grew and grew and grew, I kind of felt this responsibility to the cigar world to be the voice for the beginners. And we still to this day are fully, that is our core, is we are a cigar, like we don't even say we're an advertising company or a media company or whatever. Like, we've manufactured cigars now, we have a subscription, I still, all of that stuff exists, but I still say we are a cigar education company. That's what we are. And we primarily focus on beginners, and that's who we want to be there for. That's why we started the Perfect Pairing Club. Like, if you join the base tier, right, the silver, we send you a different cigar for every single week of the year for less than $7 per cigar.
Right.
And some of these cigars are over $20. Like, we're not sending you cheap cigars. And the reason we can do it is we never repeat cigars, and we don't sell them on our site. Sometimes they want us to, so we'll do that. But most of the time we're talking to these brands, and we're just introducing you to the cigar. And then if you go to our website, perfectpairingclub.com, you go and find that brand, we will tell you where you can find it, where you can buy it. So we're trying to lead these guys. We did the education. Now you know how to smoke a cigar. So the Perfect Pairing Club was kind of the next level of education of, now try a bunch of different cigars. Because everyone was like, oh my gosh, like, what's your favorite cigar? I should buy it. And I'm like, don't buy my favorite cigar, buy yours.
Right.
So that's clearly, sorry, I know I can get on my, Michael knows, I can get on my soapbox super easy because I'm super passionate about it, because that's how you get into new cigars. And your favorite cigar in the world could be the next cigar you try.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's just so true. So that's why we built the Perfect Pairing Club. That's why it exists. And for those out there that, I get the question all the time, like, how are you guys doing this so cheap? I'm like, well, we're not making much money on these, for one. But two, we built this as a model. So like, we're kind of like, it's like if Amazon sold one product at a time to help Walmart make more money.
Right.
That's what we're trying to do, is just show you this product. We're not going to sell it again. We have never repeated cigars. We're at like 80 cigars that we've shipped out now, and every single one has been different. So if you've been a part of the club since the very beginning, you've tried 80 different cigars. If you're not an expert by now, you just haven't smoked all 80 we sent you.
Yep.
And there's thousands of more you can add. It'll never end.
Exactly.
I want to go on before we go any further. What are you smoking, Marty? What are you smoking tonight?
Tonight, I am smoking the Perdomo 30th anniversary Sun-Grown.
Nice.
We just released 3 Perdomo legacy reviews to our website. Everybody go check that out at ChiTownCigar.com.
Yeah.
And we all really like those. And so that made me want more Perdomo.
I love it.
Adam, what are you smoking?
I've got the JFR Lunatic today.
See, he didn't watch last week's episode, but he knows I'm an Aganorsa junkie. I am as crazy as they come when it comes. So I'm smoking the Perdomo Legacy, the Maduro. So yes, we are on the Perdomo jump. So
Perdomo kick. I love it.
Yes. Yep. Oh, hello, Chief. Yes, it is a pairing episode, so you can jump in and so
good to see you.
So Adam, I just love your guys' philosophy or your guys' motto for Dreamer Cigars. What's it? Ignite the passion, preserve the craft. There you go. I mean, because this lifestyle is amazing, and I think people they're afraid to dip their toe into it, but once they do, they realize, oh my gosh, this is as welcoming as you can get, and I think what you guys are doing with educating, because we try to do that. I know when I got into cigars, it was scary. You didn't know. You didn't know what a Vitola was. You didn't know difference between Dominican, Honduran, So I think that's phenomenal. But I just love the whole idea of ignite the passion, because I think it is a passion. Once you get into it, you get people like all of us that tune into podcasts and read magazines on this. It's like we're cigar nerds, for lack of a
100%.
better word.
Yeah, 100%. And it's obviously it's play on words, ignite the passion, that sort of thing. But it really, if you look at, like, I'm a big branding guy. I'm a big, like, just cohesive. And I've always wanted to make sure since the very beginning, especially as we've grown, that people understand what our goal is and who we are, no matter how big we get, no matter what happens, followers, cigars we create, like we created the celebrity cigar for Dennis Rodman, like anything we do, that we are still at our core for the beginners. And everything, like the Dennis Rodman cigar still is about igniting the passion, because we were able to reach people that we would have never been able to reach without him, because he has such a big audience. So we're able to ignite the passion through all these different vehicles, right? Through maybe a TikTok, maybe a YouTube, maybe anything we do, maybe, jumping on stuff like this. Everything we do, we ignite that passion. We get people hooked that are outside of the cigar community. We ignite the passion by getting them in, and then we preserve the craft by keeping them. And that is kind of the subscription model. That's the posting every single day and making sure that there's a massive amount of content out there that stays alive on the internet. So like that is kind of the big piece. You can see everything that we've done has been a part of that motto since the very beginning. It's been our core since the very beginning. And we've had other opportunities. We've had other things that we could do, but if it doesn't fit into that mold, we have to let it go.
Yeah, no, and we're going to get into the whole Dennis Rodman thing, because obviously being a Chicago podcast, that's one of the things we all talked about. We got to talk about Rodman, but one of the things we got to mention too is, as Chief is mentioning it, and I know you're a spirits drinker. Have you ever tried Malort?
I have tried Malort.
And
unfortunately, I have tried Malort. It actually, when we first started the Dreamer Cigars podcast, we did like 3 episodes right before we shut it down of Dreamers After Dark.
Okay.
And we did late night, and our producer would make a game. And me and my co-host Logan, he's moved on to bigger and better things now, but we would get there and he would have a game of, and like one of them was cigar trivia. One of them was the Price is Right cigar edition. And we had to go against each other. And if you got it wrong, he would always show up with a random like surprise, like a liquor or anything. And one of them was absinthe. Like that episode was terrible. And then one of them was Malort. So if you lose, you had to take a shot of Malort. And oh my gosh, I think I lost that week in more than one way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. It's a staple here in Chicago. We relish that bottle. It might sit on the shelf for 50 years, but it sits there.
yeah, you gotta have it. My brother actually, he was an equipment manager for the Bears for a season.
Really?
Yeah. So I got to go up and be a assistant assistant equipment manager for a day. It was Packers, Bears.
Oh my God!
At Soldier Field, it was -28 with the wind chill.
Wow!
And I haven't been to Chicago since. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It takes a special kind of person to live in Illinois. Period. But then it's a whole different type of person to be able to go through Chicago.
I agree.
Yeah,
but Illinois has a special place in my heart because my dad played at the University of Illinois. He played football there.
All right.
Marty.
So
that's where I graduated from.
Yeah, ILL, baby.
INI.
Hell yeah.
There you go. Yeah, that's awesome. That's it was interesting. Just as I've come to know you and learn about you, your experience in the hotel business, because that's where I started out.
Really?
I was 10 years as a assistant director of security for a hotel in Chicago. So
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
that was yeah.
You're the
That's
man
a whole
that
different
knows
world.
everything. When I was renovating hotels, I was flying across the country. You're the guy I always went to, because you
Yeah.
know everything. I don't go to the GM. I'm like, no. Those guys that sit behind a desk, you know everything. It's like,
Know every nook and cranny there is. Yep.
exactly, like room 107. Yeah, that toilet's gonna leak. Yeah, it's gonna do
Yeah.
it. Like
Yeah.
it's every once in a while. Yeah, the door, you gotta jimmy it. Yeah, it happens. Like everything.
Chief, I didn't get it fixed, but it's working well. But hopefully the fiber optic will be here. The order was put in last week. So Adam, as we had Chief on a couple weeks ago, and in the middle of our interview, my internet took a crap.
Oof.
And so Marty and Teddy had to carry on while I was trying to figure out what was going on and stuff like that.
And last week, his voice turned into like some alien voice for a couple minutes.
Yeah, that was weird too. So I don't know. So let's dive back into you were first into flipping houses, right? That's where the first thing came in. That's the first excursion that you took into the world, right?
Correct. You have done your homework. I like this.
Yeah.
I like this. It was actually technically my second. So I started off as a religion teacher and football coach straight out of college. I played college football here for a year, D1 at Kennesaw State, and then I finished my career D3 up in Kentucky. I was a football coach and teacher, and I just realized I couldn't do the same thing 7 times a day for 40 years. And my mom is a teacher, or she was a teacher. She's retired now, but like it gave me much more appreciation for teachers, not less. Like some people are like, oh yeah, teachers, like, why would they ever do that? I'm like, no. Those people are saints. Those people, like I wasn't good enough to make it. That's the way I looked at it. But then I looked for other opportunities. Knew one of my buddies had a dad down here in Georgia. He was flipping houses on a lake here. I live 2 seconds from it now, in Georgia, and asked him for an opportunity to give me a shot. And I flipped $1 million lake homes here in Georgia for a year before I got into the commercial business. Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
It was absolutely crazy. And when we talk fix and flips, it wasn't like you see on HGTV. Like I had to learn CAD so we could move staircases. Like,
oh wow,
we did not. It wasn't like, hey, redo the carpet, put in these nice countertops, paint the cabinets, and like sell it for $30,000 more. We had a range of buying from like $400,000 to $800,000, and then we'd sell from anywhere from $800,000 to $2 million.
Wow.
So we had our biggest spread. We did an entire. This is not a build. This is a renovation for $400,000.
Wow.
Yeah, there was a lot.
How long did that take?
Every single one was like guts. That was an 8-month flip. Wow. So it is a much different game than what you see on like TV. It was a lot that went into it. But in that market too, there's a lot more cushion. Like if you're doing the fix and flip like in downtown Atlanta where you're grabbing a 1,000 square foot house trying to flip it and make 30 grand, anything can go wrong and kill your entire profit. Yeah. We had to level an entire side of the house one time.
Oh wow.
And we didn't know that going in, and we still made profit.
Wow.
And that was like a $40,000 hit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, but at the same time, those fix and flips that like people do on TV, you can do 100 of those in a year. We were doing like 3 to 5. Yeah. So like, it all evens out in the end, I guess. But I talked to actually, I met the guy, Ken Corsini from Atlanta Flipper Flop.
Yeah.
And he told me, I told him about our model. I was like, how can we do more? And he said, I have to flip 60 houses just to do payroll every year.
Wow.
Only after the 60th house I flip do I make money. He's like, stick to doing 3 to 5. I was like, okay, I came here for advice. I guess I got it. I don't want your life.
Yeah.
You must be making all your money on TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm sure that's half of it too. My the fun sized one. My wife and I will watch some of these shows, and I'm like, how is some of this stuff happening? They're flipping a kitchen and 2 other rooms, and they're doing it for $40,000, and I'm like, how is that possible? I look at some of this stuff, and it's like it's $38,000 to do a kitchen, and you're still doing 2 other rooms beside that. So that's crazy.
When you get the relationships, that's where you get the deals. That's where your price starts, their margins start to get nice. So like we had relationships with like lumber yards, and we got wood way cheaper than you get at Home Depot. And then we had relationships with like stone places where we can get countertops, but we have to promise we're gonna buy $100,000 worth of countertops in a year or something. And so like you make those deals and you get crazy good pricing. So that's a piece of it. So if you're flipping 100 houses a year, I mean, you're like drywall, they probably got crazy deals on drywall. Like they're not going to Home Depot. And if they go to Home Depot in the show, it's for show.
Yeah.
They didn't end up buying anything unless Home Depot maybe gave it to them for free for the ad space.
Nice. Well, it looks like our other co-host is finally back. He's finally fixed his internet. Teddy, welcome. I'm glad you could join us.
Hello. That was awful. Just waiting for 25 minutes for this upgrade. It was just frustrating,
Nice.
Hello, guys.
Nice.
What's up, Adam?
What's up, Teddy? Good to meet you, bro.
Good to meet you, man. Yeah, it was a long time for this update. What I
Adam,
missed?
we're talking about Adam's progression and getting him into cigars. So you're in the housing flip market or the flipping market, and tell everybody how you got then into cigars. How did that jump happen?
It was a very, very, very funny story. So I was trying to be the HGTV guy of Instagram, right? So I was trying to post, because I always knew that there was money in social media. I always knew that. I made these stupid motivational videos when I was a senior in high school. So I always was trying to do something like most guys my age are or were, whatever. You dream of being a YouTuber. Well, I guess my dream came true, but no, I'm just kidding. It slowly progressed over a year. I was posting nearly every day, doing all sorts of things, and I had 700 followers after a year, and I said, this is not fucking working. This is just horrible. And my wife, my girlfriend at the time, was like, you should review a cigar on TikTok. At the time, I hated TikTok. And she was like, you should review a cigar on TikTok. I was like, no one's going to watch a cigar review on TikTok, those dancing girls and bullshit. I'm not doing it. That's just a waste of time. Of course, wives are always right. I gave in. I review one cigar on TikTok. I don't even check it. I don't even check my TikTok for 3 days. I'm at a house waiting for a realtor to come so we can try and walk them through the house, sell the house, all this. Check it. 10,000 views in 3 days. Wow. First post. And I'm like, okay, we got something here. And I always say, the world made a huge mistake giving me an inch because I took that damn thing a mile. It screwed up because I was ready for it. And I bought 20 cigars on the way home. I posted every single day, almost till now. Literally, wow. I have posted almost every single day up to today. And that was, I still remember the day, January 10th, 2021 is when I made my first post. And I've posted nearly every day since right now. And it has been just kind of a scale from there. Like I kind of said before, I didn't really I was always a cigar guy. In college, like I said, I played college football and I played D3. We were ranked nationally in the top 25 every year. But the thing about D3, especially if you're highly ranked, it's always underachievers and overachievers, and there's not much in the middle. I was technically an underachiever because I transferred from D3, and we had some guys that should have been playing D1 no problem, but they're lazy and they just don't give a shit about anything, and they just wanted to be a big fish in a small. So I had to be the guy managing, and this is how I got into real estate too. My parents bought me a house and we rented it out to our buddies, so my parents made money on it. Mm-hmm. And then we were the football party house. So I made sure everybody came to our house, and I could manage these crazy guys that I'm like, dude, I need you to play. We had a star running back that was like amazing, but he just didn't give a shit about anything. And I was like, dude, I need you to play next Saturday. Please do not get arrested today. Like, sit right here. I'll give you as many beers as you need. Just sit right here and don't move, please. And then I find him out on the street in the front yard, and I'm like, dude, what are you doing? Like, it was that the whole time. So like, I couldn't really get, college crazy drunk or whatever. But cigars were always my thing. My dad had got me into cigars when I turned 18, and I was a senior in high school when I was 18. And so I would walk around the house. There was like 200 people. It's a college party, of course. I'd walk around my house smoking a cigar. And then my only rule was, you can party in my house, you can puke on my floors, but if I ask you for a drink, you give me whatever drink is in your hand. So I would always be like, walking around with a cigar, give me that beer. And I'd, thank you. And I would just be like, all right, cool. So I drank for free. It was nice.
Hey.
Or I would give it to the running back so he didn't walk around and do stupid shit.
There you go. Yeah.
But that's how kind of like I became like the cigar guy, and it kind of grew. And my dad just gave me his hand-me-down cigars. He got it from his boss at the time, and like it grew over time, my love for cigars. But I was never an expert. And by this post, I was still not an expert. And it just slowly became something that I kind of studied and researched and looked up because I didn't want to look stupid. And most of the time, I would get so many questions on TikTok that I was answering. I would literally research the question and then go record a video. So like, I was not a master at it at all, but I wanted to give these people the right information. And then it just grew way, way too quickly. And I'm just blessed that it did. People ask me like, how did I do it? I mean, I was myself, and I just happened, like I said, God, the world gave me an inch, and I took it as far as I could do. And now again, that's why I try to give back as much as I can. Like I felt, I never knew it was going to be a business. I was making plenty of money at the time. And that's kind of just what I wanted to do, is give back. Like companies started sending me cigars, and I was like, oh my God, I'm getting free cigars now. I'm the coolest guy on the planet. Like, I never even thought of a business. I was just like, I'm getting free cigars. Like, this is amazing. Like, that was it. Which was good, because posting every day on cigars that you purchased is a that tab adds up quite quickly.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No.
So that's
it does.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I got into the cigar world. And after 3 months of posting every day, we had one post go viral, which is super funny because I think we went viral for negative reasons. I posted the difference between cigars and cigarettes. And that post hit 1.3 million views overnight.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, what is happening? We gained 26,000 followers in 3 days.
Wow.
And we got
That's awesome.
up to 50,000 followers then. And that's when I really knew we had something. And I wanted to like really give back. I wanted to do something. I felt like I had a responsibility to, do something for the industry. But the ironic part is I went viral because I had like 3 doctors on TikTok post my video making fun of me.
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
And they had millions of followers.
Right.
And everyone just trickled down. So it was hate that actually got me to where I am today.
It's nice.
So I would like to say thank you to Dr. Pippa Popper.
Is that one of the guys who did it?
No, it wasn't. The guy was like an ophthalmologist that like worked on celebrities' eyes in LA. I was like, you don't know. Yeah.
But I think that's the interesting thing about the lifestyle is because I'm sure you're aware of Bob the Cigar Guy, but he has a story similar to yours. His wife told him to start doing videos, and so then he started doing them, and then Chief came alongside. But the interesting thing is that people that are doing podcasts, if you're doing it for money, you're in the wrong business. You're not going to make money off of podcasts. But we all do it because we want to give back, and we want to encourage and help other people like you guys to get into the lifestyle and to enjoy it and to carry it on. And I think that's the great thing about this golden era of cigars is that the media is allowing us to have these podcasts and be able to share our passion and our joy, and just talk to people and just, and share, hey, this is the cigar I'm smoking and this is why I like smoking it. And I think you said it best. I know Bob says it all the time.
Yeah, you sound like you are in a thunderstorm.
Is that me?
No, that's Mike. This happened last week. He'll have to.
He's in a different peril right now.
Yeah, he's a different parallel universe. He's got
The alien. Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
There you're better.
It's just I don't know. It's just this weird setting, I might think so.
When your volume goes really low though. Whatever you do to fix it makes you're not talking into your microphone anymore. I think you're talking into the computer.
You guys carry on. Ask the next question. I'll figure this out.
There's aliens down there in the south of Illinois.
Yeah.
The joys of technology. Yeah. So I want to know, what is it like to have a viral video? Like, is your phone like blowing up for 3 days?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was super cool. I was actually over at Buddy's house, and probably for like 20 minutes, we just sat on TikTok and we like swiped down to refresh, and literally I was gaining hundreds of followers, like by the minute. It was like it was just mesmerizing. And now of course, like we've had several that have done crazy. Our largest one is at 48 million views. Like, it is crazy. We've had over 225 million views now. So like it became not normal, but it is like something where like it's really funny actually. What I will say is, like, we obviously created an entire business around everything, and started advertising for companies. Like, you see ads in Cigar Aficionado. We do the same thing, but in social media style. But brands, like, we have astronomically passed most people except for Tim from Cigars Daily, right? Yep. Tim, we astronomically passed in views, but not in followers. Tim, I think, still has more followers than me on YouTube. But we're right there. Like, I'm about to hit 300,000. I think he's, I don't know, at 330, or maybe he's at 400. Like, and Tim and I are good buddies too. So it's not like a competitive thing. Even when I got to like the stage, I was at PCA and Tim ran into me and he was like, "What the fuck are you doing? How are you doing this?" And I was like, "Tim, man, I am such a big fan. I really appreciate that. Like, you're recognizing what we're doing." The way I told him this, still to this day, the way that I look at it now is, I am high school level education for cigars. You are college. People come to me, learn about cigars, and then they go to you to get the like high level nerdy shit. Like, that's kind of, and both of us, I think, are okay with that. I mean, he still does education and stuff, but I don't look at it as like he's trying to kill my business or anything like that. I think we have just such a mutual respect with each other. We've actually talked about starting, and this may be actually the first time I've talked about it publicly, the CIA, the Cigar Influencer Association.
Oh.
And Tim and I would be co-founders, and we would bring under, even guys like you, even if it's your first podcast, we bring anyone in the group. And the point is, if the media, if these platforms kill anyone, we all use our influence to grow them back to where they are. Mm-hmm. So it's building the biggest building in town together. Like, we want to build New York City together. Mm-hmm. And like, Tim and I might be the Twin Towers. I hope we don't fall, but like, we're up there, and like, we help everyone else build. And if anybody dies, Tim and I go on and we say, "Hey guys, go follow Mike and Marty and Teddy. Go follow them. Get their podcast back up. They got taken down by whatever platform. Get them back up." And like, it's something that we've talked about building together as the CIA, and I think it could be a pretty cool concept. But I run 3 businesses total right now, so I have my plate's pretty full, and then Tim obviously
And a baby.
and a 7-month-old baby. So yeah, my plate's just a little full right now. But it's something I've always wanted to start. I mean, literally for like 2 years now, I've wanted to build that, so we can build together.
Yeah.
But anyways, Marty, sorry, I'm a very long-winded person. But to answer your question, going viral is fun, but the end-all be-all is always the result. Like how, again, it's like you get an inch. How can you take that a little bit more in providing the value? Like I always hope that maybe like a post that really gives like how to smoke a cigar all the way 1 through Z could be the one that hits 100 million views or something like that. Like that would be amazing. Because the one that hit 48 million views is comedy. It's literally an Ash Fail compilation. Like it is me with clown music in the background going, oh, 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 like left and right, like in so many different videos. And it took me hours to put that video together because I used to do cigar reviews, but I would do voiceovers. So I could just be sitting here watching TV and I would do like 3 seconds of the light, 3 seconds of the cut, 3 seconds of the first puff, 3 seconds of, looking at the ash, 3 seconds of another puff. And like, then I would have splice those all together and do a review. But I had so much back footage that no one saw of me going, oh, son of a bitch. And like, I just put that in one video, but I had to go through literally 2 years worth of footage to make that video.
What do you think? Fireborn brings up a good point, and I we stream to YouTube and X and Rumble, but do you think that there's always this belief that YouTube at some point is going to squash cigar content? Is it something to start to, Rumble seems a lot more open to it. Facebook obviously has its own challenges. Is there a platform, or I mean, the Cigar Dojo started their whole website and stuff like that. So is there an avenue for something like that, or do we as podcasters value YouTube because we pull in the non-traditional people?
I mean, obviously this is something that I've thought about a lot because, it'd be like cigar aficionado worrying that magazines are going to be banned from cigars. Mm-hmm. Like that's what our business, like we look at every single day, and that worry. And like you bring up Facebook, it's a great example. When I first quit my job and went into cigars full time, we had a video hit 100,000 views on Facebook. And then since that day, that was like July of 2022. Since that day, we have never had a video go over 1,000 views. Right. And on average, we probably average like 80 views on Facebook. Mm-hmm. Like they just literally took their thumb and they went, and they squished us. Mm-hmm. And it's definitely something that is very difficult. But the purpose of the CIA would be to band together and to, again, if they kill you, you come back. Mm-hmm. If they kill you, you come back. And here is the most important part. People ask me all the time, I started this YouTube channel and they took it down, and I started this and I took it down, TikTok, Instagram, all these things. Like Pravada Cigar Club screams to the high heavens that Instagram kills them every other week, right? Right. It's all about making sure I have read the community guidelines of every single platform we post on. You have to adhere to the guidelines. Right. And if you sell cigars, you will die. Right. There is no question about it. If you focus on my videos, and some people are like, well, if I just don't smoke in the video, then the AI moderator won't get me. It's not true. Right. I smoke in every single one of my videos. I've been doing it for 5 years, right? 4.5. It's all about how you word things. Mm-hmm. I can tell you want to learn more about this cigar, go to the link in my bio. Right. I didn't say anything about you buying it. Now, I will say, you sell a lot less cigars that way.
Yeah.
So like, you know, that's where like Mike, you're in the Perfect Pairing Club, and I'm so happy you found it. But if we were able to talk about the Perfect Pairing Club very openly in our posts, we would have thousands of subscribers.
Yeah.
But instead, we have like 70
Mm-hmm.
because it's very difficult to get that message out there plainly.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, something that we actually are looking at doing, opening up next week, we've done a little test run, is like live auctions
Mm-hmm.
of cigars on our YouTube Live. And we're going to test that out and see, like, is YouTube going to, like, recognize that we're doing that live? Because I'm not doing it in a post, but I'm doing it live. So they probably, like, you know, like that's an interesting, it's towing the line. But we're always testing things to see if it works. And I'll let you guys know if it does. But for us, that's like a lot of different companies that want to advertise, right? They say like, yeah, tell people like use this code, right? And I tell every single brand we do not do codes. We do not do codes because the moment that I say use code Dreamer 10 for 10% off, they have an algorithm that probably reads that shit and I will be banned. I'm not doing it. And I will look like a walking billboard, and that's not what I want. I will look like Cigar Aficionado magazine at that point. A walking billboard and not trying to provide really any value. Which is why, like, Mike, you've seen probably in my post, the Cigar of the Week is associated with the Perfect Pairing Club. So that's the way we like tie things together, and we hope over time you realize we're posting about the same cigar. Maybe you ask a question, you keep saying the Cigar of the Week. What is that? And like you maybe click the link in our bio and you find the Perfect Pairing Club there. But it's it's one answer that I don't remember the guy's name that commented it, but to answer to answer your question, yes, I would love to build that platform. But that is financially a huge undertaking. And there have been several people that have tried. And then you have the entire problem of you cannot have a cigar app on the App Store.
Yep.
So anyone with an iPhone can't download your app. So then you're dead.
Right.
And that's kind of the end of the game. Like you're going to spend millions of dollars building this platform. If you want it to be video, that specifically, like I don't know if you guys have heard of Cigar Social. Cigar Social is great. I know those guys personally. Great guys. They've built a great platform, but they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on it, and it's very hard to monetize. It's very hard to get people on it because in order to do it, you got to go to a website, and then you got to download that website as like a thing onto your phone, and like it's just not the same. And everyone these days wants videos. But the problem with videos, one video is like 1,000 times more storage than one image.
Right.
So then you've got to, he told me, he's like, if I did videos and I was storing 1,000 videos in my database, which would like be not big, he said it would cost me like $20,000 a month.
Wow.
So like, I don't think it's doable is kind of the point that I'm getting at. What I want personally and why I'm not on Rumble, because Rumble is free. Rumble is free game. You can do cigars on Rumble, no problem. Sell cigars like a wild maniac. But you cannot do shorts and reels and that type of video. And that's what we do. That's what we specialize in. That's how we reach the next generation of cigar smokers. So sorry that was a long-winded way again, but that's it's something.
Great answers. I appreciate
my greatest fear.
That's what you were doing earlier, right? Of the auction, like 6:30, you were live. You were doing an auction, right? Yeah. I was the one that answered with the Amazon Basin. I was watching you.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I was testing it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So real quick before we get too far, because one of the things that I really appreciate with Adam is the perfect pairing. You do a lot of pairings. We had you on the Aganorsa Acolytes, whereby just to sort of get people understanding pairings. I'm pairing the Perdomo Legacy Maduro with an E.H. Taylor, the small batch, which I'm not good at pairings, but I nailed this one because it is complimentary. It brings out the pepper in that cigar, and I just love it. I mean, buy another bottle and buy another box because that's where I'm at. But Adam, tell us a little bit more about the difference between a complementary or a contrasting pairing and what the benefit is in those.
So we always say and I got this. I have to give him credit from Luciano Morales, from Luciano Cigars. There's 3 different types of pairings. There's complementary, antagonistic, and ultra. So complementary is like the two are elevating each other. So I'm having Eagle Rare with this JFR Lunatic, right? So it would be like the Eagle Rare flavors are elevated, and the JFR Lunatic is elevated. Now, it can also be negative, and that's what people like refuse, or not refuse, but struggle to understand. If they both taste bad, it can make them taste worse, and it's complementary. Like, that is also complementary. And then you have antagonistic, which again can be positive or negative. But people look at antagonistic, the word, as negative, but the antagonist in a story to the villain is the hero. So something to consider. So this pairing right here, I would say, is antagonistic. The Eagle Rare is not really changing. So that means one thing isn't changing, like it's staying the same, either the cigar or the pairing. But the JFR Lunatic is being elevated in flavor. It's actually being like super delicious. A little bit more of that like bourbony, sugary flavor is coming out from the Eagle Rare, which is really cool with the blend of that spice that Aganorsa is known for. So like this is an antagonistic pairing, but I would say this is like somewhere just off the cuff, like in the rating of like an 8 to an 8, probably like 8.3 is what I would say this pairing would be. So antagonistic is positive. Then you have ultra, and that happens very rarely, and you have to pay attention to find it. That is when you have the cigar, you have the pairing, and you get a flavor when you combine them that neither of the things had at all. So like if you were smoking a creamy cigar with 0 hints of spice, and you were drinking a Dr. Pepper, or I don't know, you could say that's spicy, I guess. You're drinking a sweet tea, and then all of a sudden it combined and gave you spiciness, and you're like, where the hell did that come from? That's ultra. And they're really fun when those happen. And sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's like, okay, I had a good thing, and then I had shit. How did that happen? So ultra can also be negative. Like, these two are great together. This is a great cigar. It's the best cigar. It's my favorite cigar of all time. My favorite whiskey. But together, they taste like my dog's asshole. How is that possible? Like, and that's ultra. So those are the 3 pairings.
Then how do you predict ahead of time, other than trying it?
I will say there's very few. The longer that I have done pairings, the less I know. And it's just true. We started doing the Perfect Pairing Club, Chris and I, Whiskey Noobs, if you haven't watched him, if you're a big whiskey guy, you've probably seen his Instagram. He's got like 170,000 followers, whatever. But Chris and I started the podcast together, the Perfect Pairing Podcast, to take the cigar of the week and compare it to 3 different whiskeys. I thought we were going to unveil the curtain of how you do this game. What happened was we unveiled the curtain of, guess what? The Wizard of Oz is just a little stupid little piece of shit. And there's no answers here. And it just takes time to slowly, the Baccarat tastes like a poor life choice. Well, if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, absolutely. So like that's kind of the truth of the matter is it's about recording, in my opinion, and it's about understanding there's little nuances. We have found that finished bourbons or American single malts typically do better in pairings. That is the only thing that we have recognized. So it's like that's how like crazy it is. But
like
in that
finished, you mean like a double oaked something?
Double oaked, finished in a sherry cask, an Armagnac cask, a port cask, Cabernet cask, stout cask. I mean, like all those different things. That's yeah. There's French oak staves. Like, yeah, all the finishes tend to do a little bit better across the board. But the backwards side of it is we have found probably over the 80 cigars we've done, maybe this at this point. I mean, we have both done 3 different whiskeys for over 80 cigars and rated them. Like, that is a lot. So that's what, 240 pairings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and we're planning something to come out with a database where you can search it. So
Have you done
planning
any?
that-
Have you done any pairs with non-alcoholic? Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good. We've done coffee. Dr. Pepper is my favorite by far. Root beer, cream soda. I think that's it. I think we may have had a non-alcoholic like liquor type thing, like maybe they make like that non-alcoholic rum or vodka stuff. But not many, because Chris comes from the whiskey side, so we mostly focus on whiskeys. Because now we do get into whiskey advertising and whiskey partnerships now. I don't have enough money to buy all of these bottles behind me, so we have partners that come in and they want that representation in the cigar world now. So we're trying to kind of combine the worlds, bring them together a little bit more in that regard.
But isn't that the fun part of this lifestyle and this hobby is experimenting? I mean, I think that's
100%.
part of the thing that, it's preserving the craft of going, hey, you might try something that doesn't work, but you know what? You've tried it and it doesn't work versus, well, should I try it? Shouldn't I try it? Versus, okay, I'm going to give this a try. Okay, this is not a good pairing. I'm going to switch over to something else. But
Right.
I think that's part of the fun of it, of trying new whiskeys, trying new cigars, and going, do these pair well together or don't they?
I absolutely love. So when we used to do the podcast, which we have recently killed, but now Chris is posting on Dreamer Cigars now, his stuff. So we're kind of creating more of a brand than just Adam's face is what we're moving towards. But and giving different perspectives, because if we're gonna give ratings, it's the reason I stopped pairing reviews, because I don't want you to not smoke a cigar because I said it wasn't good for me. Because like Fireburn just said, I'm not even a big fan of the back wrap myself, but I know a lot of people that are.
Mm-hmm.
And to each their own. Who am I to tell you what the best cigar in the world is? Like that's your choice. That's
Everybody
something
does.
I've always had against pairing or ratings and stuff like that.
Everybody has a different palate. That's what it is about.
Exactly,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah, like I don't like high proof whiskeys, and Chris loves them. So whenever we do a high proof whiskey pairing, I'm usually like, it was tasty, but like it wasn't me. I'm gonna give it an 8. And then Chris is like, dude, this is a 9.5 out of 10. Like, this is amazing. This is the best thing I've ever had. And like, I'm not a huge coffee drinker, Teddy. To like go towards your point, I drink I drink a lot of coffee. I drink like 2 to 3 cups a day, but it's purely because I run 3 businesses and I get up at 4 in the morning and basically start work, and then I stop working to feed my daughter, and then I start work again, and I work till 5. And then I smoke cigars. Like that's my day every day forever.
You don't pair it with cigar in the morning? You don't light up a Connecticut with your coffee?
I don't anymore, mostly because of my daughter. So like, I'm not gonna smell like a chimney and go feed her. So like, that's just kind of it's gone down. But I mean, I probably average at least 1 cigar a day now, but I used to be at like 5.
Yeah.
Before she was born. So, at some point maybe it'll change, but right now that's kind of what it is. But
Trade-off that's worth it.
100%. But right now, like what we have realized in very few cigars is some cigars pair well with almost anything.
Mm-hmm.
At least you can find cigars that pair well. They just play well. And that has been something that Chris and I have realized. If you've listened, the Dreamer or the Perfect Pairing podcast is still available on Spotify, so it's still out there. But we stopped it because it just wasn't financially viable for Chris and I. It was a lot of time, a lot of effort, and our first podcast got like 50 listens, and our like 50-second podcast got 50 listens, and it just was the same way all the way through. And we were like, clearly it's not working. Like, try for a year. We tried different formats. We tried to do longer. We tried to do like more talking, like personalization, let people get to know us. And then we tried like really short, like just get to the fucking point. Give us your reviews, you talking monkeys, and that didn't work either. So we decided to try and just both of us are really good at the short form content to just morph it into that.
Cool. Well, let's take a break right here quick. We'll run our ads for our sponsors. Then we're going to come back and we're going to talk about the Chicago connection with Adam. We're going to talk about the Dennis Rodman cigar. So we'll be right back.
Step into luxury at Ultimate Cigar Lounge, where passion meets perfection. Discover a world of premium cigars, hand-selected from the finest tobacco regions. From bold beginners to seasoned aficionados, our curated collection delights every palate. Grab a cigar from our amazing selection, pair it with freshly brewed coffee or fine spirits, and sit back and relax in an atmosphere of elegance and warmth. Ultimate Cigar Lounge, your haven for unforgettable moments. Visit us today and ignite your senses. Ultimate Cigar Lounge, located in Villa Park, Illinois. Open daily. Looking for the ultimate eyewear experience in Chicagoland? Discover Eyewear Fix, your premier eyewear store for over 28 years. From sunglasses to sports glasses to safety gear, we've got it all at every price point. Bring your prescription, and we'll handle the rest. Our appointment-only office offers a private, concierge-style experience tailored to your busy schedule. Call or text Chris at 630-853-4167 to book your visit and see why Eyewear Fix surpasses expectations. Eyewear Fix, where style meets precision. Get your fix today.
All right.
Hey, so
Mike, before we go and do the Dennis Rodman thing, I want to do one quick. So I made myself a world's greatest old fashioned with the Wild Turkey rare breed, pairing with this Perdomo 30th Sun Grown. I'd say it's pretty complimentary pairing, getting spice from both. But Adam was saying Dr. Pepper is his favorite non-alcoholic pairing. And I've never had Dr. Pepper because I'm not a big Dr. Pepper fan. I've never tried Dr. Pepper with a cigar. I've tasted cigars that kind of taste like Dr. Pepper. Like the Rosewood. That one I get Dr. Pepper notes. But since I'm on keto, I'm going to try Dr. Pepper Diet. So I'm not sure if the diet will work as well as regular Dr. Pepper. But here we go. First time with Dr. Pepper and a cigar. You're all getting to see it live.
There you go.
As Marty spits it out of his mouth.
Oh, that's pretty good. I like
it's
that.
good.
Yeah.
Nice.
There you go.
I'm not a Dr. Pepper. I think I've had Dr. Pepper twice in my life. I didn't like it. The more and more I'm in this lifestyle, the more and more I hear, and I don't know if Chief is still with us or not. We hit 10, boys. We hit 10.
All right.
Yeah. That's our goal, Adam. We're trying to reach 10 every episode. So we've been on a 5 or 6 week kick now that we've hit 10. So
I love it.
But yeah, so I'm gonna try Dr. Pepper one of these days and just see. But so
with my favorites, RC too. RC Cola is so good. With like even Coca-Cola and RC Cola, they're both good. Today I'm doing cherry ginger ale. So something different. I've never done it before because I stopped drinking alcohol and I tried it non-alcoholic bourbons and I don't think it was the same.
Yeah.
I was about to buy this Kentucky non-alcoholic bourbon, but I don't know. Maybe I could give it another try. You know, the non-alcoholic beers really kind of ruins the flavor for me with cigars. So that's why I was about to do an alcoholic beer today, but I was like, nah, let me just stick with pop.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I can see that 100%.
I'm a root beer guy, like Texas.
Root beer is good too. Yeah, root beer is good.
And as TX Rebel will say, Hank's root beer is probably one of the better ones. So, so Adam, Chicago podcast. We love our Bulls. I lived through, and Marty lived through the Michael Jordan era. I was downtown Chicago when they won each one of their championships. I lived through the riots of the Bulls winning the championships. As much as they try to tell people don't riot, I lived through it. And so Dennis Rodman was obviously a key figure for the Bulls. If you haven't watched The Last Dance with Michael Jordan, he talks highly of Dennis Rodman, and just his stamp is still in Chicago. His daughter is on. It's not the Red Stars anymore. I think it's just called the women's soccer is now just called the Stars. For Chicago. And we've gone to a couple games, and I love watching those as well. So, tell us. I know the history, but for everybody else that doesn't, tell us how this came to be. I mean, Dreamer Cigars basically created this cigar for Dennis, if I'm correct, right?
Absolutely, yeah, that's what we did. It came about as the first cigar that we ever actually were coming out with as a manufacturer of cigars. And people forever said, you should make a Dreamer cigar, you should make a Dreamer cigar, you should make your own cigar, all this sort of stuff, because you got the people. But it was, for me, again, it was never, you talk about the ignite the passion, preserve the craft. It never just fit the mold exactly. And I always was about building everyone else's buildings up, right? Like focusing on using my platform to help, whether it's Aganorsa, JC Newman, Gurkha, all these different companies that we've worked with over the years, help them build. And I felt like the moment that we came out with a cigar, if we did it, then, why would we advertise with you if, it could, one, maybe ruin our business model. And then two, it just never felt right. It never was something that I really wanted to do. But we've done a lot of consulting in terms of a lot of different brands, just because we know the industry so well. And who we kind of got connected with was Chad Ochocinco. And I'm a Cincinnati boy. So I was born and raised in Cincinnati, and we got connected with 85 Cigars, his cigar brand, and we did some consulting with them. And Dennis at the time, I had no idea, but really wanted to do a cigar with Chad. And so we found out, or actually I didn't find out, but the way I found out about it at all was the owner of 85 Cigars, or one of the guys that runs the whole thing, called me and was like, hey man, do you want to do a cigar for Dennis Rodman? He really wants to do one with Chad, but we don't have the bandwidth. You know our situation. Like, do you want to do a cigar for Dennis Rodman? And I was at my buddy's wedding, but I always took his call because he was a client, and I was like, I just got to take this call right quick. I had like 7 beers already. It was, my buddy's wedding. And I'll take the call, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't think I heard you right. You want me to make a cigar for who? And he's like, a cigar for Dennis Rodman. Like, do you want to? His agent really wants to. And he said, Dennis really wants to. And I'm like, all I do is, yeah, I'll do it. He's like, you need to know the details? I was like, we'll talk about them later. And I hung up. I was like, I'm doing it. Like, whatever it is. And so we, went through the process, went through like a very big, I'd never done it before. And now I'm making a cigar for Dennis Rodman. And I wanted to make sure we did it right. Everything we put our name on, I already knew everybody was going to be like, another celebrity cigar. This is going to be. So I already knew, we had to do it right. If we did it wrong, we could ruin not only Dennis's reputation, we could hurt the cigar industry again with a potential bad celebrity cigar. I think we had a little positive uptick because Guy Fieri did so well with his. But I still think to this day, he's the only one that's done it successfully or ran a full line successfully. I think everybody would agree with that. But we focused and we shopped different factories in Nicaragua. We found a small factory that was willing to work with us at such small quantities to get this kind of off the line, because most people don't know, but to get into nearly any factory, you have to buy 50,000 cigars. Mm-hmm. And that costs a lot of money. And so I had agreed with Dennis, look, we'll do a test run. And then if you're all in, because, everybody was like, don't do business with Dennis Rodman. What are you, crazy? And I'm like, well, he's got the name, he's got the notoriety, and I knew he loved cigars. And I knew he had been smoking cigars with Jordan for forever. And Dennis has 7 cigars a day, still to this day. So he's been doing that since him and Michael used to smoke after games when they played together. So it's been a long time. And so I was like, all right, we're going to do this small quantity. And then literally I'm at the gym and I see this announcement, Dennis Rodman getting inducted in the Bulls Hall of Fame. And I'm like, well, I know what cigar we're making now. That was easy. Thanks, ESPN. And I literally, by the time I get home, his agent had already emailed me, Dennis Rodman Ring of Honor cigar. Does that sound good? And I was like, you read my mind. So we ran with that. we decided to make it a specialty cigar because we knew we were doing limited edition and how we were going to do that, how we were going to play that game marketing wise. And Dennis agreed to sign every single box. So we were like, okay, that's fantastic. 250 boxes, Dennis Rodman, Ring of Honor cigar, all signed boxes, limited edition. Let's launch it. And we just went through the process, built it. Dennis picked the sample himself. We sent him a lot of samples to try. Funny thing about Dennis, I was blindsided by this. He only smokes Connecticut's. Only.
That's good.
He will not smoke a heavy cigar. He hates it. And like, you think Dennis, the Menace, like, like Rodzilla, like all of his nicknames. We had concepts out the wazoo, bad boy, like all these things. Nope. Just Connecticut. I'm like, well, you can't call a Connecticut cigar Rodzilla, can you? And he only smokes Churchills probably because his hands are so big and everything else looks weird in his hand. But only smokes Churchills. So we blended plenty of Connecticut Churchills. He tried them. He picked a specific blend. I was in love with it. We ran with it. And I don't know if you guys have had the grace to have one. But I think we have 17 boxes left. We're not making any more. So that's it. So less than 400 cigars left in the world. Wow. And they are really good. Like, ironically, my dad doesn't even like Connecticut's and is his favorite cigar. Wow. And I really was like, Dad, just like relax. Don't do it about me. But he loved it.
What is the exact blend for it?
So it's an Ecuadorian Connecticut wrapper and Nicaraguan binders and fillers. Very creamy, super creamy, easy, and it's got a lot of taste to it too. And I've come out with other cigars since then. The Guido cigar is one, and the Onward Dreams middleweight champ. And the Onward Dreams cigar is like in the boxing realm. We're coming out with more blends in the future. We want to come out with a lightweight champ and a heavyweight champ. And we're blending those with J.C. Newman is what we're making those two cigars with, J.C. Newman's factory. Trying to blend. Luckily, we had a master blender for the Dennis Rodman cigar because we're blending all of them ourselves from now on. And we're working with J.C. Newman, obviously, but we're a part of the process. Blending a Connecticut cigar that doesn't taste like air and doesn't taste spicy is like nearly impossible. I have tried like 50 different variations and I still am like, I don't even know what to do. I'm like, guys, what do we do? And they're like, you could add a fourth of a leaf of Lojero to the to the binder. And I'm like, well, because we already did it to the filler. We went down to an eighth of a leaf of Lojero in the filler. Wow. And then it was too light. And we're like, I'm like, it is so hard. So that's kind of been. It was a fun process. It was a crazy process. The craziest story, like, I flew out to LA for 13 hours to get footage for our launch video. And I flew home on a red eye back to Atlanta. Jeez. So I flew out to LA. I landed at 11 a.m. And I flew out at 11. I landed at 9 a.m. or something like that. 8 a.m. Yeah, I think it was 8 a.m. or something. But then flew out at 11 p.m. on a red eye. And I flew out my videographer and we filmed and we did a whole bunch of stuff with Dennis. And I can tell you, we celebrated that night and I went, my claim to fame is I went drink to drink with Dennis Rodman for 2 hours. And I still remember tossing my videographer the keys to the rental car. I'm just looking at him and I'm like, get me home. And I'm just like, but I had to do it for the story. I was like, who on this planet can say they went drink for drink with Dennis Rodman? And it was a blast. We had a lot of fun making this cigar. We had a lot of fun working with Dennis. We've done 3 events at local lounges. Dennis lives in Houston now, and we've done local lounges in Texas. We had a couple of different Chicago events planned, but the issue is when you say Dennis's name in Chicago, people want like $30,000.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that's like more than half of what we put into the cigars for 2,000 cigars.
Yeah.
Like what do you want? Like what do you mean you like? But they're like, oh, it's Dennis Rodman. Like it'll be $30,000, and like I'm talking like, not even like, I'm talking like a park. A park wanted $10,000 to have an event there.
Hmm.
I'm like, okay, so that's why we haven't done one in Chicago, in case everyone's curious.
Yeah, it's difficult to do anything in Chicago economically. It's just you know.
Well, I
it's
mean, I'm in
crazy.
Atlanta, so I get it, but like, we've had a couple opportunities to do events in Atlanta, but Dennis's schedule is crazy. Getting on his schedule is crazy.
Do they ask you like, is Michael Jordan coming too? Did they ask you this before?
They
Is my-
didn't.
Okay.
They didn't. Thankfully, like even in Vegas, they wanted, I think it was $20,000 at one of the cigar lounges for 2 hours.
Wow.
And I was like, guys, really? I'm gonna have to sell these boxes for $1,000 a piece just to cover it. Like, and I hope I sell 20. Like, and I'll make $0. Like, it was crazy.
That's
So,
crazy.
There's your
Yeah,
chance for ultimate, Teddy. Talk him
there you
into
go.
Dennis Rodman
I'm
event.
surprised. Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask for $10,000. That's for sure.
Yeah. And that's the thing. That's the thing that if I don't know that part of the business, but you almost would think that a lounge would go, yeah, come in, because we're not going to charge anything. We want you to come in because we're going to make money off of the people that show up. They're going to be buying cigars.
that's how we did every single cigar in Houston. They were fantastic.
Yeah.
We did two lounges in Houston, one in Dallas. It was phenomenal. The turnouts were fantastic. The lounges were phenomenal. They worked with us. They let us sell our cigars in their place of business, which, like, it's like going into Chipotle and trying to sell McDonald's. Like, why would they let you do that? Like, it made no sense, and they were amazing. So I'm super grateful that they let us do that. But I know that they, like you said, like I know they got their ROI out of it.
Yeah.
It didn't cost them a dime.
Right. Exactly.
Like, why do I,
Yeah.
And we were always
came.
very generous, and we gave back to the lounge. We gave them spots, and we try and promote the lounges as much as we can. Put them on our pages, like, so it's. I like doing business with good people. That's just what I like doing.
That's
How many bucks do you have left? Maybe we can start. We're gonna event ultimate.
Yeah.
Like 17 boxes.
Sold.
Yeah,
Ultimate
there
will
you
buy
go.
them.
There you go.
Well, if you want, I mean, I would be willing to part with 10. Because I gotta give people options. Like I always tell people, like there's 17 left, and they're like, oh my god, like when I get my bonus in December, and I'm like, well, they're probably not gonna be there by then. Like it's only been a little over a year, and we're almost sold out of all the boxes. So
And there were like golden tickets on some of those, right?
there were, we did Willy Wonka 3 golden tickets for signed jerseys from Dennis. That was I can't believe more people don't do that.
Yeah.
That was so fun. That was and when I didn't know where they were. And we had at one event, the first event we did, we had already sold, because we were in Cigar Aficionado, and we did a bunch of press when we launched. So we'd already sold like 50 boxes by then. But we did our first event like a month or so after we launched, and one of the guys, he bought like 4 boxes, but and I told everyone, like at the event, because I wanted the picture with Dennis with the jersey, like I brought the jerseys obviously just in case, and I told everyone, because nobody wants to crack the seal, and they're like, what if this is worth something someday? And I'm like, I get it. I understand. They've all been claimed now, so like so everybody can open or keep their boxes sealed if they have them. But one guy opened it and he was right behind me. It was at a steakhouse / cigar lounge in Dallas, and he cracked it. He opened it up. He went, "Holy fuck!" He was I don't know where he was from. I think he was from like it was like Armenia or Romania or something like that. But he was like, holy fuck. And I just remember, I'll never forget that, because I turned around like, please be like, he wasn't surprised about the size of his steak on his plate. Like, please be like the golden ticket. And he's like, I got a golden ticket. And like, I wish I had the footage. because it was like straight out of Willy Wonka. Like, I got the ticket. Like, he was just waving it. And like, so they took the picture together. It was so cool. So
That's
like,
awesome.
yeah, it was really fun to do that. And it's just like, it was fun for me to like do that experience. And, you know, we bought each jersey for like $100 a piece on Fanatics to make sure that like they're official, like nice, really nice jerseys, brand new. We put them out of the packaging. Dennis signed them, put them right back in the packaging. So they're fresh, mint condition. And, you know, that was it.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I saw the releases and all that stuff. And I'm like, man, that is it's a great philosophy. Yeah, I'm surprised more companies don't do something like that. You know, where hey, we've got this in the box, and if you get it,
even if you're giving away lighters.
Yeah.
You know, like that'd still be fun. Everybody loves winning something. You know,
absolutely.
Like
absolutely,
everybody loves winning something.
I don't know anything about that.
No, Marty. Marty has a horseshoe up his rump every time Marty shows up on something, he ends up winning it. So
I won this hat last week at the Egg and Horse Acolyte.
Marty, you got to show up to our weekly lives. Then I literally our weekly auctions. I just gave away this Paleo.
Oh, cool.
Gold and black lighter.
Yeah.
I give away stuff all the time because I can't. I already have 70,000 lighters. So when we do like stuff with companies, I'm like, as long as you're okay with me giving this away, and they're like, as long as you like talk about it, I don't care. I'm like, there you go.
Yeah. No, it's phenomenal. Yeah, and everybody loves to win something. Everybody loves to think, hey, I got something for nothing. And
exactly.
If it's a $10 lighter, they're like, I don't care. I won a $10 lighter. It's like, hey, okay, great, you know. So
exactly.
If you guys have any other questions, I want to jump to our underground segment here, and
let's do it.
Let's do it.
What we like to do here, Adam, is we do a deep dive into your social media, and we pull out some pictures, and we so we talk about them and sort of get some feedback. Here's one, and I think you sort of mentioned this, but I want to confirm this. Let's see where I got.
It's my hair, I guarantee it.
No, it's not.
Oh, it's not. Oh, okay.
So which one are you?
Score on the touchdown.
Are you really? You're 44, huh?
44, yeah, that's me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I played some football back in when I was in high school and beyond, or before that. But this was in high school, and it was kind of crazy. So this is my senior year, and we were a small school here in Georgia. We were a 1A school. We were playing a 5A school for the first time in school history. And this was the touchdown that ended up winning us the game, and it was on a hook and ladder. Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, yeah, that's a pretty
iconic
awesome picture for me. Yeah, I love that one.
It's great. You got the coach cheering in the background. So, yeah, that's a great picture. Yeah, you know, if you can look, the guy number 8 right there. Yeah. Right on the far left, right above him, you see a little head and 2 fingers going up, or 2 hands going up, right? Yeah. That's my dad on the sidelines.
Oh, that's awesome.
Awesome.
Best feeling in the world. Yeah.
Beautiful.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
There's still plays. I played football. There's still plays that I think about regularly in my head. Like can envision it like it was yesterday.
That's definitely one of them. Just seeing it brought me right back. I can picture catching the pitch off of the guy that caught the ball and running and being like, holy shit, no one's in front of me. It's wide open. Just run as fast as I can. Yeah, so yeah. That's awesome. That's a good one. And I believe I'm assuming this is your wife. I hope we're not pulling a Coldplay. Oh no, I'm sorry. That is my wife. Yep, that's my wife, Teresa. That's awesome. Yeah, she quit her job now. She helps me run my marketing company, but she did marketing for 4 years, and she was a part of the team that ran the marketing for the Harlem Globetrotters. So really? that game, that's awesome. Yeah, that's why we got the Harlem Globetrotters jerseys, and we were at a Harlem Globetrotter game.
Does she smoke cigars with you?
She does. Yep.
That's beautiful.
And that's thank you, Teddy, for the perfect lead-in.
Beautiful.
That's a winner. That's a winner.
That's a keeper for sure. You don't find.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah.
when I went to an event many years ago. It was a Drew Estates event, and so I had a chance to meet Jonathan Drew. And we were talking. He asked what I did. I told him what I was doing at the time. And he said, "Does your wife smoke cigars?" And I said, "No, she does, but she's more as a flavor thing." And he reaches into his pocket, pulls out a little baggie, and says, "I want you to give this to her, but it's got to sit in your humidor for at least 6 months." And he goes, "Here's my email address. Have her smoke it, and then tell me what she thinks." And so I got home. I said, "Hey, here's a special cigar." And she's like, "Okay." And so she smoked it. And I said, "What do you think?" She goes, "It tastes like chocolate." I said, "Okay." And it sort of had that smell of it. So I emailed him back and I said, "She just said it tastes like chocolate." He goes, "That's all I wanted to know. That's exactly what I wanted to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it." And I don't know what was ever released or what it was released as.
What was it?
I don't know.
You
He
don't
never
know?
told me. He never told me. He just
That's
was
awesome.
like, so yeah.
See, that's the type of shit that I would love to do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do a fan created cigar.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there was Abe did one over at he was working on one over on the Smoking Socialites, and there was a point that he put a 4-pack together that people could buy and then go and vote on them, and he was doing it with Aganorsa. So of course I was all in, and we voted on it. Went back and I said, "Hey, whatever happened with that?" He goes, "I didn't like the blend everybody picked, so now Terrence and I are doing it ourselves." I'm like, "Wait a minute here." I thought it was. He's like, "Yeah." He goes, "But it's just," he goes, "it wasn't an overwhelming majority." He goes, "So I didn't want to get something that 40% of the people liked, and yeah, that was a majority of it, but 40% of the people liking it isn't enough for me to, put it into my stores and stuff like that." So I'm sure that has its
We
challenges.
did do one. We did we called it DC Blends. We did that with Aroa, with Christian Aroa, and we sent out 6 different Fumas, and we had people try them and smoke them and rate them, and we blended the whole cigar and we did release it. We had about 80 people participate, and then we ended up selling 5-packs to all 80 people. But doing it at such small scale, it was a lot of work for unfortunately a small amount of money. So
Yep. So speaking of hair,
there you go. I knew it was there. I knew it was there. Yeah, those were my. If you guys are football guys, Clay Matthews.
That's what I was about to say.
Yes.
You look at Clay Matthews. Yes.
Yeah.
That was a freshman year of college, is when I grew out my hair to be the linebacker Clay Matthews, because I played linebacker in college.
Nice. Yeah, it always seems like college guys want that long hair for whatever reason. It's like we're gonna go with the long hair, and I'm like, I don't understand it, but okay, if that's what you guys want.
For me, it was purely Clay Matthews.
Is it?
I wanted to harness that linebacker savage energy, and I hated getting my hair cut. I hated paying for it, so I was in college. I was broke, so I didn't have to pay for a haircut for a year.
Did you have a sack dance?
No, I didn't have a sack dance. I did not have a sack dance.
That's
I was middle linebacker, so I didn't blitz that often.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And here's the last one. I guess this is a plug for what you were doing at one point.
Yep. That was a long time ago. Flipping houses. Yeah. Yep. That was still, I mean, if you want to learn how to flip houses, that book literally taught me everything that I knew.
That's awesome. Yeah, I respect people that can do that. I worked for a construction company in high school in my summertime, and they were into flipping houses. And the long and the short of it is, midway through that last summer I worked for him, I showed up at work, and the guys were like, "Go." And I'm like, "What do you mean go?" They're like, "Just go home." I'm like, "What?" They go, "Just go home." I'm like, "What? They're like, "He is so far in debt. He owes so many people money right now. The police have been here twice. Just go." And I got my car and I went home, and I'm like, I don't want to know what's going on. I prefer not to know what's going on. So, yeah.
Yeah, there's as many good people there are in real estate. I think there's more than not, but there's plenty of shady.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, absolutely.
Plenty of shady.
Absolutely. All right. Moving right along here, we do have a new segment, and I mean, Adam, this sort of falls right into your line, so I thought it was a perfect time to kick off this new segment. And let me see if I can pull up the graphic. We don't have any audio for this graphic yet, but being a ChiTown podcast, we now have what we're calling the Capone cut. And,
Love it.
And to get rid, this is the time of the week that we slice into a cigar with enough attitude to run the streets or sip smooth in a speakeasy. And this week we're looking at the Arturo Fuente Hemingway Maduro, a smoke that'll make you feel like you're sitting in the back room of a poker game on Clark Street. And so the Arturo Fuente Maduro, it's a classic. I think, have you guys all had a chance to smoke Hemingway Maduro?
I have.
I did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's classic
So,
for sure.
yeah, it's a great. It's
That's a
a
great
very
smoke.
Yeah, very smooth and rich. And going along with pairing, we suggest that you pair this with an old fashioned, but a Chicago style old fashioned, which means that it's stirred. It's not shaken. So you stir it. And some Chicago styles, they top this with champagne. But the Chicago style old fashioned is 3 ounces of whiskey, bourbon, or brandy, 2 to 4 dashes of Aganorsa bitters, and ½ ounce of simple syrup and an orange peel. And you go ahead and you add ice, bitters, and simple syrup to a mixing glass. Stir briskly for about 20 minutes to chill it. You place a large ice cube in a rock glass, strain the cocktail into the glass, twist the orange peel over the drink, express its oils, run it along the rim of the glass, and then garnish with the orange peel, and you are good to go. And we are going to continue this, and so we rate it on 3 different categories or 3 different areas. We're going to call it either the Skyline, so the Chicago Skyline, and that's going to be our elite. That's going to be, this is a high class cigar. You want to enjoy this. We're also going to call it the Speakeasy. The Speakeasy being something a little bit more smoother, something more easy to enjoy. And I cannot remember what the third one is. Marty, do you remember it by chance? my brain just shut down there for a second.
Capone's Vault. Yes,
Capone's Vault. Capone's Vault, thank you. And that is, it's still a good cigar. It's a little bit deeper, darker, and it pairs with certain things. So this will be a fun segment that we're going to have each week. It's just sort of highlighting some different cigars and sort of giving you the Chicago experience with these cigars. So, and then this leads us into our final segment. And Adam, you might get a kick out of this. Terrence thought we were a little bit morbid with this last week, but we call this the Today in Chicago History, where we relive some of the things that happened on this day in Chicago history. And I am excited about this one. What actually happened 1934, on this day in 1934, the notorious bank robber John Dillinger, public enemy number 1, was gunned down outside the Chicago Biograph Theater after watching the Manhattan melodrama. The FBI ambushed him in a hail of bullets. So on this day, John Dillinger was taken out in 1934, and I've got a lot of, I don't want to say connections, but I know a lot about this because he ran rampant in the south suburbs for a while in his heyday of robbing quite a few banks in the south suburbs during that time. So yeah, he was taken out in 1934 on this day. And then here's an interesting one, and I did not know this. On July 22nd, 1920, Chicago lawyer Sebastian Hitton, who was a resident of Winnetka, filed a patent. Does anybody have a guess of what patent he filed? And Marty, if you look this up, you're not allowed to guess.
I already know. You showed it to me.
Oh, that's right, I did. Did Teddy read the show notes? Probably not.
No, I did not this week. This week, I'm
right.
just joining this week.
Yeah. So he filed a patent for the very first jungle gym. So it's U.S. patent 1,471,465. So that iconic structure that I don't even know if you can find them in parks anymore because they're probably considered dangerous or something like that. But that is a Chicago creation. So Hilton's Jungle Gym is a patent, is an example of Chicago area innovation. And finally, Marty, just for you, 1997, July 22nd, 1997, Atlanta Braves pitcher Greg Maddux threw a complete game, which is 78 pitches, in a 4-1 win over the Chicago Cubs at Wrigley Field.
My favorite pitcher of all times.
Yes, and he got to 78 pitches.
That's crazy.
The Cubs never should have let him go, and he went to the Braves. I moved to Atlanta right after I graduated college. I lived in Atlanta for like 10 years.
Where'd you live?
I lived in the northern suburbs in Gwinnett County.
Okay, I live in Cumming right now.
All right. Yeah.
Small world.
When I first got there, the Braves were just awful. Like you could go to a Braves game. It was back when it was in Fulton County Stadium.
Yeah.
2,000 people there, some low, really low number.
You know, I kind of wish that was how it is now because it is way too expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I haven't been to a game. It's funny. The last game I went to, World Series Game 3.
Wow.
Nice.
Yeah, World Series Game 3 against the Astros. It was awesome.
Wow.
They got good after they got Maddox. So I got to see Maddox pitch for the Braves.
I mean, they weren't very good this year, but
no.
Yeah, that is cool that you got to see him pitch a lot there. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I got to see went to one game when Harry Carey was still broadcasting, and of course his son was the broadcaster for the Braves as well, Skip Carey. And they let Harry Carey sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" at Fulton County Stadium when they were playing the Cubs. That was kind of fun.
That is pretty cool.
Did he accidentally root for the Cubbies, or did he keep it neutral?
I don't remember, actually. We all sang Cubbies. There were a lot of Chicago fans there. Chicago fans well.
Yeah. Well, I will tell you that my White Sox have been on a 4-game winning streak, so there is some positive coming out of the South Side. Not much, but some. So, well, Adam, thank you very much for joining us. It's been an honor. I love getting to talk to you and get to know more about you and Dreamer Cigars. I will again recommend everybody take a walk over to Dreamer Cigars on the internet. Check him out. Check some of the great things that he's got going over there. Check out the Perfect Pairing Club. You're gonna find it's really unique because every card has the cigar that you have, and along with some pairings in it. So it's just great. It's really it's something unique. It's something different. I give you guys a lot of credit for sort of finding that niche in this industry and being able to I don't want to say capitalize on it, but just be able to highlight it. So I appreciate it.
Thank you. No, and I want to say something too. So what's the official name of the podcast?
The ChiTown Cigar Podcast.
ChiTown, that's what I thought. So what I want to do, if you guys are willing to do it, is I'll give you guys, we're only allowing like 10. Yeah, we're maxing out at 10 affiliates for the Perfect Pairing Club. I will give the ChiTown Podcast one of those 10 slots, and we can go over the financials later. Of course, we're not going to give that to everybody else, but we're only allowing 10 affiliates in that we believe will actually push it, that believe in it. And Mike, you've been so generous to me. You've been a part of the club, so you understand it. You know the value, obviously, like you said. So I would like to at least do the invitation, Mike. I'll email you about the details, but invite you guys to be one of the only 10 affiliates to make a little bit of cash, get you guys going. Hopefully, pump some money into your podcast, generate it, and build it as much as you guys can, and grow it as big as you guys can.
Yeah, we're all about it. I mean, we're like Marty said, if it was just Marty and I on here and Teddy, we just talk amongst each other and let our guests join in, and we love the lifestyle. And like I said, I love what you push with getting people into the lifestyle and getting them to understand it and to be part of it. And we've said this over and over again, it's the only lifestyle you can get into where you can be sitting next to somebody and start talking to them and all of a sudden realize that you're talking to a CEO of a company. I forget who it was. I was just listening to a podcast, and it might have been the Cigar Authority. And Jonathan, I think, Mr. Jonathan was sitting down talking to somebody. Or no, it was Chief. I'm sorry, it was Chief. it was Chief, and he's sitting down talking to somebody, and the guy got up and walked away, and everybody walked over to him and said, "Who are you?" And he goes, "I'm Stephen Finley. Why?" They go, "Do you know who you were just talking to?" And he's like, "No." He goes, "That's one of the owners of the Orlando Magic." And he's like, "Oh, all right." And it was like, you know, it was like sort of this, you know, but you don't, it's just what this lifestyle's all about. Nobody flaunts of who they are. It's just they want to sit down and talk about, hey, what cigar are you smoking? Tell me about that cigar. What do you know about it? I've never smoked that one before. So,
100%.
awesome. But
That's what it's about, the cigar community. Absolutely.
yep. But yeah,
Well,
thank you
guys,
very
I want
much.
to say thank you for the invite too. I appreciate you guys having me on and letting me babble for as long as I have, and then just tell my story. And I hope that you know, we can continue to keep this relationship going and build it for years to come.
Absolutely. I got a lot of good ideas now. Believe me. It just keeps coming in. So yeah, there's I got some ideas for some future shows. So this will be great.
I love it.
But
Yeah, love your
love it.
videos, man. Keep it going. Keep it going. Your videos
Thank
are
you, Teddy. I
awesome.
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Marty. I appreciate you guys.
Great conversation. Love to have
close
you
us
on.
out, Marty.
All right. So I don't think we know what we're going to do next week, but we'll be here again next week, Tuesday at 7:30 Central. And until then, everyone, put some smoke in the air.